Hello everyone, this is Dhruv from Edureka and I welcome you all to this session where I will be talking about genetic algorithm and artificial intelligence. So without any further ado, let's take a look at today's agenda. So we will start this session by first understanding what is genetic algorithm and then we will get cleared with its core concepts. Moving ahead, we will also look at one of the example for genetic algorithm and understand its working as well. And finally, we will try our hands on using genetic algorithm for solving complex problems. Before we begin, do consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated on trending technologies. And also, if you are interested in online postgrad diploma in machine learning and artificial intelligence, check out the link given in the description box below. So first, let's understand what is a genetic algorithm. So a genetic algorithm is a search-based algorithm used for solving optimization problems in machine learning. This algorithm is important because it solves difficult problems that would take a long time to solve. It has been used in various real-life applications such as data centers, electronic circuit design, code breaking, image processing, and artificial creativity. Now let's dive deep into the core concepts of genetic algorithm. So first of all, genetic algorithm is the abstraction of real biological evolution, like concepts of chromosomes and genes in the biology and the same how the evolution happens in biology, right? So the core concepts remains the same in computer science and in artificial intelligence as well. So it's the abstraction of real biological evolution. The most important thing is focuses on optimization, like in evolution, how the process takes place. Like there are two partners, and when they mate, there's a product of them, right? The product has the qualities of both the parents, but it has extra qualities as well. So it is comparatively advanced in the previous population, means previous parents, right? So in this genetic algorithm as well, the focus remains on all optimization, like how we can get a better out of the by mating the two old population, we get a better population as a result, right? So that's how it focuses on the optimization. Also, it's majorly used in solving the complex problems like you can say traveling salesman problem or 01 knapsack problem. These problems have like a very large search volume, like search volume is exponentially more, right? So in that cases, we use a genetic algorithm, majorly used in like complex problems. Now, the thing is, there is already a set of possible solutions for the given problem in that. Like as we're talking about the optimization thing, when we're talking about the optimization here, what happens is there are a lot of partners. There are a lot of like possible solutions. All we have to find out is the best solution through them. So that's where genetic algorithm works. It brings out the best solution out of the total possible solutions we have. Then the last core concept is the survival of the fittest. This is the same as the as we have understood in biology, the Charles Darwin theory of the survival of the fittest, right? Like there's a lot of genes. Okay, when the mating happens, there's a lot of genes, but only genes which is the fittest, like reaches at the end point and the reproduction takes place properly, right? So that's what happens here as well. So if the partners are the best, so we have to find the best partner so that we can get the best results out of them. So that's where the survival of the fittest matters, right? So now let's understand genetic algorithm by one of the example which can easily clear the concepts of genetic algorithm to us. So suppose there's a population like where like there are good people as well as bad people, and you are a country head, and now your duty is to increase the population of good people, right, and decrease the population of bad people. So first of all, what you're gonna do is you are gonna segregate these people. So you can see here like how the good population is segregated from the bad population. Now what you have to do is what you can do is you can like put some limitations on bad population, like they cannot reproduce or certain kind of limitations you can put to them on their progress. So and you can like give good offers, or you can say good policies to which can bring a good population after 3 to 4 generation. You will see that the pet population will decrease down and it can like vanish, whereas the whole country becomes like it results in the good population for the whole country. But of course it's not practically possible. But it's like the easiest example to understand the genetic algorithm concept. That's what it does, right? But this is just a depiction of how it can happen. That was the ideal situation, but this is what the practical situation can be, like the best possible solution means this is our ideal situation where we want to reach. But because there can never be an ideal state we can reach, so we can reach the best possible solution. Now let's understand the working of genetic algorithm. So For that, there are certain terminologies which we are going to use in a genetic algorithm. So there are various terminologies in genetic algorithm, basic terminology we can say, which can make us understand the working of genetic algorithm in a better way. So first is the population, which is a subset of all the probable solution that can solve the given problem. Then there is chromosomes. So a chromosome is like one of the solution in the population. Then there is gene, which is an element in a chromosome. Then there is the allele. This is like the value given to the gene in a specific chromosome. Now next is a fitness function. This is a function that uses a specific input to produce an improved output. The solution is used as the input while the output is in the form of solution suitability. So the last one is genetic operators. So in genetic algorithms, the best individuals made to reproduce an offspring that is better than the parents. And genetic operators are like used for changing the genetic composition of the next generation. Now coming to the working. So here, like first thing is phenotype and genotype we need to understand. Phenotype is like the raw data we have, but in computer science we need to get the data in like a certain form. That's how phenotype is being converted to genotype. Genotype is the computational data that we want for processing, right? And if we decode the computation data, we again reach to the raw data that is a phenotype. Now coming to this flow chart. So it start with initial population. We begin the process of genetic algorithm. So in initial population, as we talked about, like the better the population means the better the results we will get. Like suppose there is a more diversity in the population, and like different segment, different sex, or different communities in the population, or different like the population have people which have different behaviors or different beliefs. So in that or different ages, in that manner, if we get a very diverse population, the better results we can get. Like you can think of the example of the exit poll. If someone is just considering a population of certain age or of a certain class, then it won't result in a good output, or you can say good survey report, right? At the same time, if someone takes the diverse population, like suppose different class, different religions, different communities, also like different age groups, then that manner we can get a very good result of survey, right? For exit poll survey. So that's what about initial population. Now the second step is to calculate the fitness value. So fitness value is something like how good the fitness value of whatever population or the possible solution we have, for that how good it is compared to the output, right? So suppose let's understand this with an example. Like suppose there is the output of bake, and we want to find a word which is very much similar to it. And suppose we find cake. Okay, so cake has a fitness value of 3, like because in out of 4, you can see the alphabet A, K, and E are similar, right? Only C and B different. So it has, you can say, the fitness value of 3. And similarly, suppose if you consider A, B, C, D. So here you see A and B are similar, but C, D, and K, E are different. So fitness value will be 2. So we won't be considering A, B, C, D. Okay. Here we can consider cake because it has a better fitness value. Similarly, you can take the word fake as well because it has the same fitness value. Now, the next thing, the next process is selection. So selection is like the next, like how the genetic operation thing, the first step in the genetic operation. So selection is about how you select the best possible solution. So best possible solution here is cake or fake, which has the like fitness value of 3. So that is about which one we choose. So we have to choose the best possible solution. Now, after that, the next step is crossover. So in crossover, suppose in crossover, what happens is the values get interchanged. Like our agenda of doing genetic algorithm is to get the better results, right? Like if two parents mate, so we get a product of it. Okay. So when like chromosome 1 is there and chromosome 2 is there, what we talked about chromosome. Chromosome is one of the solutions in the population, right? So we take two solutions, suppose chromosome 1 and chromosome 2, and we mate them, like whatever we perform our operations on it. And there is a different types of crossover. So here we are taking suppose 1 point crossover, in which we can like draw a line at 1 point at middle, and we can consider the whole right side of the population, and we can neglect the left one. So here we will perform our operation. So here the crossover happened, and if you see the result will be like you can see in the second one there was 0, but then it becomes 1, and in the third one you can see like here in offspring 1 from 0 to 1 it became, but you see offspring 1 increases, but at the same time the output value of offspring 2 is not coming good, right? So that's what happens in crossover. Like you get the qualities of your parent, but it's not fixed. Like you will get better quality. than the old population. So that's what happened in crossover. Like, it's not guaranteed that you will get a better result compared to your old population, but it's for sure that you will get the qualities which are being found in the old, you will get in the new offsprings as well, the same qualities. Now the actual agenda was to get better quality, right? So for that purpose, we will do the mutation. So next step is mutation. So in mutation, what happens is like what we got the offspring one. This was a result of offspring one and offspring two. Now we will mutate one more a good quality. Okay, suppose there is a good quality, we need to mutate. So in here we mutate one good values. So if we do that, we get the offspring one as a very good solution. But at the same time, a little better in offspring two as well, the mutated offspring two. But it still needs to be improved, right? So for that purpose, we need to again repeat that loop. Because our termination criteria was not satisfied. So we'll again repeat the loop. We will again mate them. We will again find the fitness value, do the selection, do the crossover mutation, and we will keep on repeating this loop until we reach to a solution, which was our like the final result. Okay, the end point. So in the same manner, like I have taken that example as well, the bake cake one. So if I get a solution, suppose AKEB, okay, which if you see the result, it is similar to the bake, right? The all the alphabets are matching with bake. So this is suppose the endpoint. So I've reached that, and here I can stop, and the genetic algorithm has found the best solution. So this is all about the working of genetic algorithm. So now that we have a theoretical understanding of the concepts of genetic algorithm, let's try our hands on it by solving a complex mathematical problem. So suppose there are some friends, and here we can see they are interconnected with each other, means they are authenticated with each other, which means they are friends with each other. And there can be like a person who is not connected, so there is no road connecting them, right? So that's when the lonely, or you can say the no friends. Now we are going to see this problem in a manner of nodes. You can say these intersections as well, like the friends which we have denoted by a certain icon is now we are dealing it as nodes, and the nodes are connected with each other through a connection we call roads. Okay, so suppose the node 2 and node 7, or you can say intersection 2 or intersection 7 are connected with each other. There's a 9.7 miles distance between them. So that is the same distance between 2 and 7, and again the distance between 7 and 2. So in the adjacency matrix, that will come as 9.7 only. Suppose there is this point, say 3 and 5. Okay, but they are not connected with each other directly. So in the adjacency matrix, 3 and 5 will come as 0. So now let's look at how to code it in Python. So let's start. So I'm going to execute this code on Google Colab. So this is just a Python notebook. I have given some basic Python libraries and other visualization libraries as well for visualizing it. That we have to find the shortest distance between the nodes. That is our aim. So the basic idea of with the genetic algorithm is you need to have a population of solutions, which means that natural selection will happen, right? So with genetic algorithm, we need to have a random population of possible solutions. So we are going to make different functions which are going to help execute our genetic algorithm. Like we have understood the concepts of crossover, mutate, fitness function, all these things we're going to start with. And remember, like here, what I have done, like you can see here, I have mounted my drive. So my drive is connected here. And if you run this, it will ask for a success code. If you click on this link, like a link will be provided here, and if you click on the link, by signing in your account you will get the code here. So with this you will be connected with your drive, means the drive will be mounted in Google Colab. So from here, let's see the different functions which we are moving forward with. So we are going to create a new member. This function creates like a random but valid solutions to the problem. So we are going to create a new member. So this function creates a random but valid solution. You can see like there are random solutions. Okay, from 0 to 100, or you can say in this case it is 0 to 25. So it's going to create random but valid solutions like this. Different roots we have got coming back to the code. So then we are going to let them breed with each other. So the procedure for a genetic algorithm is to start with a random population, then run through around with breeding, then generate like more random solutions through some random changes. You are gonna like throw some random changes and you're gonna again iterate over it. So we get the best solution out of it, right? With different mutations. Like if two weak sheeps mutate with each other, then we only gonna get the best results, right? We are gonna get the best results only when two best sheeps are going to mutate, right? So that's what we want. That's our agenda. So we're gonna start with initialize map. So this function is going to create a map. Then there is fitness function. So fitness function will calculate like the distance, like we have understood the concept of fitness previously, right? So fitness will calculate the distance of the route, which will find the best solution, means the shortest value, right? Then we are going to cross over it. So crossover means breeding of two solutions. Suppose if we have like route A and route B, and route A have like 8 nodes and route B have like 10 nodes. So we are gonna take the 3 nodes of route A and 3 nodes of route B, and we are going to cross over them the remaining nodes. So that's how the crossover can be done here. Coming back to the code. So that's how we are gonna breed the two solutions. Then we are going to use mutate. So mutate is used for like producing some random noise, that is for trying doing like something different. So here we are going to have a low mutation rate, like around 5%. What happens with throwing different noises, we are going to find out which mutation works the best, right? So we're going to give some mutation, so we get the best solution out of it. So one of the parameters for initialize method is the probability of 0. We assign it as p0. So if it is greater than p0, then assign just a random number. And if it is smaller than p0, then set equals to 0. So in crossover, finding a cut point in each one of the members, which I am bringing together. Now let's work on the main function. So here we are going to have different parameters. So here I have taken the map size to 50. You can take some other as well. And I have taken the population size 30, number of iterations 1000, number of couples 9, number of winners to keep. We are going to have to, like, that's fixed. And then mutation probability, we have talked about 5% we are taking for this one. So that's pretty low, but that's what we're going forward with. And number of groups going to be 1. So we are going to start here with by initializing the map. Then we are going to create the starting population from random only. So start a loop, as I realized like I need to make a few new additional functions. So here I am taking a new function, say score population, which is going to score the population, loop through it, and call that fitness function so that I can return a vector of scores to the main body of the program. Now I need another function here that is for choosing which member of the population get to be. That is a pickmate function I'm taking here. So this will look at scores that you can get from score population function, and it's going to choose the routes in the population that gets to the crossover. So I will use the pickmate in crossover function in the main function. This will return a tuple which I have assigned to, like you can see in the main function. So this will return the tuple which I have like assigned to new one and new two, then adding them to the new population. So whenever you run your genetic algorithm, you want to keep some of the best performers from the previous generation. Make sure that crossover needs to happen at intersection points so that the solution remains valid. So don't forget to create a folder named images before running it, because whatever the visualizations we are going to have will be saved in the images folder. The plots will be saved in the images. So create it. That's what I have given the address here. Now we need to visualize all the things. That's why we got a heat map here. So we're going to visualize through heat map. We have already assigned the libraries for that. So by running the main function, we have got this. So here you can say the black dots are like the shortest distances. That's the majority of the shortest distances we can see here. So first of all, we can see like here the map size we have given 50. So it's showing within 50. And with the multiple iterations, like we have taken 1000 iterations. So with different iterations, we can see after each iteration, we can see like the distance is actually decreasing. See, it was 2.40, then it was 1.86, then it comes to 1.07. So with multiple iterations, we have got this result, right? So finally the distance is decreased, and that's how we have got this visualization as well here, which is saved in the images folder here. So that's how we can come with like a way better solution. I cannot say like this is the perfect solution. There can be nothing best in this, but we have to keep up with that. That maybe we don't get the best solution, or say the perfect solution, but we will get a way better solution through genetic algorithm. I hope you have understood the concept. So with this, we come to the end of today's session of genetic algorithm and artificial intelligence. I hope you had a great time learning and understanding about it. And if you have any queries, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. Until next time, thank you.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist, and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!